The morning sun pierced through the forest canopy, casting golden rays upon the tranquil grove where Buddha sat serenely. Disciples gathered closely, their expressions earnest, as the forest whispered its secrets through rustling leaves and distant bird songs. Ananda stepped forward, eyes glowing with curiosity. Breaking the quiet, Master, how does simplicity lead to profound richness in life? The Buddha gazed at the assembled disciples, his calm demeanor radiating wisdom, his voice gentle yet resonant, answering, "Listen carefully. Once," he began, "a potter named Sundar lived humbly, crafting simple earthenware with skill and devotion. In a peaceful village, the village flourished modestly, nestled among verdant fields, its people leading lives filled with labor, humility, and natural harmony. Sundar's dwelling stood quiet, within its mud walls. Gratitude filled every corner, unburdened by excess or worldly vanity. One day, a wealthy merchant visited Sundar, his attire glittering with jewels and silk, his manner arrogant and boastful, sneering at Sundar's modest possessions. The merchant said, "What poverty binds you? Your home lacks grandeur and refinement." Sundar smiled serenely, his gaze unwavering. "Friend, you mistake simplicity for emptiness. Yet my life feels richly abundant. I awaken to purpose. My work fills each day, and tranquility accompanies my sleep. Riches beyond gold surround me." The merchant scoffed, unable to comprehend Sundar's perspective, leaving mockingly with words dripping of condescension and disbelief. As days passed, Sundar's words spread across the village, becoming seeds of thoughtfulness in minds softened by reflection. The potter's humility inspired many. They recognized the depth of peace hidden within unembellished existence, simplicity transforming into grace. Buddha paused, observing disciples' faces as thoughts germinated like young saplings reaching towards clarity. Under his radiant wisdom, "Understand," he continued, "simplicity does not equal deprivation. It unveils purpose, serenity, the inherent richness accompanying mindful living. Consider a lotus blooming from humble soil. Despite its surroundings, its essence emerges pure, unblemished, reflecting inner beauty." His gaze swept over them, carrying the gravity of his conviction, revealing truth interwoven within life's subtle patterns. Unadorned, Buddha spoke again. "Simplicity offers clarity, like water untouched by disturbance, revealing its depths without distortion or disguise. Attachment blinds us. Possessions gather like clutter in mirrors, reflecting chaotic fragments, disconnecting us from pristine mindfulness." A disciple, named Bhavana, rose, speaking hesitantly, "Master, what if fear compels us? Holding fast to wealth for false security?" Buddha nodded thoughtfully, his insight illuminating shadows of doubt, responding, "Fear rooted in ignorance clouds wisdom and distorts perceptions. Fear whispers fragility. Wisdom reminds us that gratitude fortifies strength, tethering us to life's eternal harmony amidst change." The potter embraced simplicity, choosing gratitude over fear, weaving profound contentment into the fabric of his modest existence. Ananda, encouraged, questioned further, "Master, can attachment to wealth harm relationships, distorting love through greed and superficial pursuits?" "Yes," Buddha affirmed, "attachment enslaves hearts, veiling love's purity beneath desires born of illusion and craving for fleeting gains. True love blooms without conditions. It endures effortlessly, untainted by material chains anchoring minds in the depths of ignorance." Ananda and disciples reflected deeply, wisdom dawning gently like sunlight over distant hilltops kissed softly by morning's embrace. Buddha continued his narration, imbuing the grove with peace. Sundar shared freely, expressing kindness through his crafts. His community enriched. Generosity transforms simplicity. Without greed, Sundar's selfless spirit nourished those around him. An unseen river flowing to hearts. Charity amplifies wealth, even in scarcity. Giving fosters abundance, making simplicity an endless horizon expanding toward universal connection. Mindfulness amplifies gratitude. Contentment emerges in humble circumstances when appreciation blossoms, dispelling shadows obscuring life's luminous treasures. Ananda acknowledged softly, "Master, simplicity grants freedom. Its richness deepens through mindful appreciation, dissolving illusions tethered to worldly excess." Buddha's radiant smile enveloped them as leaves trembled gently above, affirming nature's quiet echoing approval of universal truths. "Remember," Buddha concluded, "life's purpose rests not in possessions but mindful living. Simplicity reveals treasures unseen in complexity's veiled depths." Disciples bowed reverently, absorbing wisdom like parched earth drinking rain, hearts swelling with resolve to embody clarity and gratitude. The forest stilled, embracing timeless wisdom that awakened lives burdened by excess, reminding all simplicity enriches existence profoundly. Buddha's teachings reverberated eternally, their simplicity illuminating minds across generations like constellations guiding wanderers. Beneath boundless cosmic skies, another day, another journey led the Buddha and his disciples to a peaceful village nestled amid verdant hills and streams. The villagers welcomed them warmly, offering fruits and water, gratitude shining brightly in their eyes and gestures of kindness. As evening fell, the disciples gathered around Buddha, their hearts seeking guidance illuminated by flickering lanterns and distant stars above. A farmer approached, his face etched with concern. His hands calloused by years of labor under the scorching sun, he knelt before Buddha, bowing respectfully, and asked, "Master, I possess wealth, yet my soul feels empty and restless." Buddha regarded him thoughtfully, then held a clay lamp, its simplicity stark amid the richness of the farmer's attire. "This lamp," Buddha began, "though humble, fulfills its purpose. It casts light in darkness without yearning to be anything else." The farmer observed the lamp closely, the flickering flame reflecting against his worried eyes, its meaning stirring questions deep within. Buddha continued, "There was once a wealthy prince surrounded by opulence. Yet his heart remained shrouded in discontent and doubt. The prince sought happiness through grandeur, accumulating gold and gems. Yet he remained restless, longing for something elusive and pure. One day, the prince encountered an old monk carrying a simple clay lamp, its glow unassuming yet steady and radiant. The prince asked the monk, 'Why carry such a lowly thing? Could you not possess something grander befitting your wisdom?' The monk smiled, answering, 'This lamp gives light, reminding me that joy arises from gratitude for what suffices, not excess.' The prince, moved by the monk's words, began shedding needless luxuries, embracing simplicity as a path to lasting peace. Through simplicity, the prince discovered contentment, realizing greatness resides not in possessions but in selfless purpose and mindful living." The farmer listened intently, his gaze alternating between Buddha's serene expression and the softly glowing lamp held aloft. "Your wealth," Buddha said, "is not the issue, but your attachment. Use it as the lamp. Shine light without craving endlessly. Attachment blinds us, leading to fear of loss, obscuring clarity and disconnecting us from gratitude's transformative power." A disciple interjected, asking, "Master, can fear of scarcity lead one to hoard riches, forsaking compassion and mindful sharing?" Buddha nodded gravely, wisdom resonating in his voice. "Yes, fear born from ignorance shadows generosity, perpetuating illusions that constrict the heart. The clay lamp shows us balance. Its glow is sufficient, teaching that purpose fulfilled is greater than indulgent ambition." The disciples reflected deeply, their thoughts merging with the farmer's as realization unfolded like ripples across a still pond. Generosity expands abundance, Buddha continued. Sharing dissolves barriers, forming connections that endure beyond the impermanence of material wealth. True richness arises in giving, allowing simplicity to amplify purpose, igniting sparks of kindness that illuminate life's profound tapestry. The farmer lowered his head, humbled by Buddha's teachings, his soul stirring with gratitude for clarity now within reach. Buddha's voice softened, wisdom flowing tenderly. A heart unburdened by attachment rests peacefully, finding purpose aligned with life's harmonious rhythm. Consider the clay lamp. Its simplicity holds profound meaning, demonstrating the enduring beauty of humble forms fulfilling essential roles. Nature seemed to mirror Buddha's teachings. Crickets serenading the night, stars sparkling above like eternal wisdom illuminating endless possibilities. The farmer, empowered by Buddha's wisdom, thanked him deeply, pledging to embrace simplicity and generosity with renewed commitment and spirit. Master, the farmer asked quietly, how do we sustain contentment without succumbing to cravings disguised as ambitions? Buddha smiled gently, replying, mindfulness grounds us. It reflects gratitude, reminding us that sufficiency transcends fleeting desires perpetuated by the ego. The disciples absorbed Buddha's words, their reflections intertwining with stars above, timeless lessons imbued with eternal truth and quiet grace. Buddha rose from his seat, the clay lamp glowing steadily, its simplicity illuminating the grove with warmth and tranquility. The disciples and farmer followed, silently, hearts heavy with realization, yet lightened by wisdom unfolding in their newfound understanding. Buddha's teachings echoed through the village, resonating in minds longing for liberation. Simplicity revealing clarity amid life's tangled complexities. Another day passed, its lessons unfurling gently like petals kissed by dew. Gratitude awakening purpose rooted in simplicity's luminous embrace. Another day, another journey brought the Buddha and his disciples to a serene forest clearing surrounded by gentle streams. The morning sunlight filtered through the trees, casting dappled patterns on the ground, creating an atmosphere of tranquil beauty. A young man sat on a rock, gazing into the horizon, his expression heavy with contemplation and unspoken questions. Buddha approached him quietly, his presence calming, and sat beside the young man without disturbing his introspective silence. Minutes passed, the rustling leaves and chirping birds composing a symphony, until the young man finally spoke. Master, I feel lost. Buddha's serene eyes met his, carrying compassion and wisdom, and he replied gently, tell me, what troubles your heart? The young man sighed deeply, gesturing toward the horizon. I long for greatness, yet it seems endlessly out of reach. Buddha smiled softly, then pointed toward the same horizon, saying, do you see the line where sky meets earth? Yes, the young man replied, curiosity flickering in his weary eyes. But no matter how far I walk, it remains distant. Buddha nodded thoughtfully, his voice carrying timeless wisdom. The horizon is like greatness. It is not a destination but a direction. He continued, a life of meaning is not defined by reaching the horizon but by walking the path with purpose. The young man listened closely, his tension easing as the Buddha's words settled like gentle rain upon his troubled soul. Let me tell you a story, Buddha said, about a fisherman who lived by a quiet, flowing river. This fisherman's life appeared ordinary. Each day he cast his net, catching enough fish to meet his family's humble needs. Yet, despite his simplicity, the fisherman's heart was content, untroubled by the world's ambitions and desires for endless wealth. He shared his fish with the hungry, his stories with companions, and his joy with all who came near. To him, Greatness was not measured by riches or renown but by fulfilling his purpose with compassion and integrity. Buddha paused, allowing the story to settle in the young man's mind. Then continued, "We often misunderstand greatness. True greatness lies not in surpassing others but in living with integrity, compassion, and mindfulness in every moment." The young man bowed his head, reflecting deeply, as the surrounding forest seemed to echo Buddha's gentle, powerful truth. A disciple named Kavi stepped forward, asking, "Master, how can one resist the distractions of ambition and remain focused on purpose?" Buddha replied, "Mindfulness grounds us. It is the anchor that keeps the ship steady amidst the stormy waves of desire. Through mindfulness, we learn gratitude. We see that each step we take, however small, contributes to a meaningful journey. Remember the fisherman," Buddha added. "His life may appear humble, but his actions radiate kindness, creating ripples of positive change." The young man lifted his gaze toward Buddha, newfound clarity softening his expression, asking, "How do we embrace this journey?" "Walk your path sincerely," Buddha said, unburdened by comparison or greed, appreciating the beauty in each moment and action. Even the smallest deeds, done with love and purpose, illuminate life's path, revealing its richness and interconnectedness. The disciples gathered closer, their hearts and minds embracing the wisdom unfolding like petals of a lotus blooming under sunlight. Greatness, Buddha explained, is not a distant peak. It resides within, nurtured by every mindful step taken toward compassion and truth. The forest seemed to hold its breath as Buddha's words echoed, resonating deeply within each listener's soul like an eternal song. The young man stood, bowing deeply, gratitude shining in his eyes. His heart resolved to live with intention and integrity. Buddha and his disciples continued their journey, each carrying the lessons of the day like lanterns illuminating the path ahead. The horizon remained distant, yet its promise guided them, reminding all that life's richness lies in the journey itself. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.